Yeah, I just recorded it.
There you go.
All right. Okay. All right, let's go. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Scott?
Yes, it is.
Hi,
Who's
Scott.
speaking?
Hi, Scott. My name's Jamie, Jamie Satterfield, and I'm calling about paperwork that you got in the mail regarding mortgage protection. I'm the state appointed broker underwriter that's assigned to your request here. So it looks like you got some information back to us in the mail. So to verify that, it says here that your address is 123 Rainbow Road. So your date of birth is 4/15/69, and your mortgage is for about $123,000. Is all that information correct?
Um, yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay, excellent. So now I have some medical questions here. So do you have any history of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, or cancer?
I have diabetes.
Okay, and that diabetes, are you treating that with oral medication or insulin?
Yep, just oral medication. No
Okay,
insulin.
excellent. Are you taking anything to control your blood pressure, cholesterol, anything like that?
Yeah, I take one pill for my blood pressure.
Okay, just one. Anything for cholesterol?
I take one pill for cholesterol.
Excellent. And are you diagnosed with sleep apnea or sleep with a CPAP machine at night?
No, no,
Okay, very good. Well, you're pretty healthy. Any hospitalizations or surgeries in the last 10 years?
nope.
All right, very good. And I'm assuming you have a pretty clean driving record as well, no DUIs or anything crazy
I have a DUI.
in the last 5 years, or when did that occur?
Oh no, no, no. It was 12 years ago.
Very good. All righty. And about how tall are you?
6 foot,
Okay. And about how much do you weigh?
210.
All right, you're pretty fit. Now, lastly, here, any tobacco use in the last 12 months?
Nope, none at all. Never touched the stuff.
All right. And
Tobacco.
does the doc have you on any other prescriptions in the last 5 years that we haven't already talked about yet?
No,
Or,
nope.
okay.
Just the cholesterol, the diabetes, oral medication, and my blood pressure pill.
Well, very good. You're making my job pretty easy here. Appreciate
Right.
that. So as we discussed earlier, we said your mortgage is for about 123. Now, was that a new purchase or a refinance?
There's a refi.
Refi. Okay, excellent. Now, was that a 15, 20, 30-year solution?
20 year.
20. Okay, good. And about how much your monthly payments coming out to?
1170.
1170. That's a good deal. Um, all right. Well, look, I know this is a hard question, but if you were to pass unexpectedly, who would be responsible for taking over those mortgage payments?
My wife.
Your wife. Okay. And I have your birth here, but I don't have yours. How old is your wife?
She's 41.
Okay. And your wife, would she answer yes to any of those medical questions that I just asked you?
No, she's very fit, very healthy.
Okay. No prescriptions, medications to your
Nope.
knowledge? Very good. Okay, Scott. Well, look, here's the good news. You and your wife are both pretty healthy. All right. So you're eligible for something called a simplified issued solution. So what that means is I'm not going to send out a nurse to stick you with needles, take a blood or a urine sample, put you on a treadmill, anything like that. But because I'm not going to do that, I'll just have to verify a couple of things. One, I'll have to make sure you are who you say you are. So I'll have to see your ID. Two, because this is structured as mortgage protection here, I'll have to make sure that there is a residence at 123 Rainbow Road and that you live there. And three, that your height and weight are approximately what we said they are. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to put you on a scale or anything. I just have to make sure that you're not, 600 pounds and dragging around an oxygen tank.
That was last week.
Right. So, with that being said, man, I'd usually like to come out and meet you face to face, you and your wife. But obviously, with this whole pandemic thing we got going on right now, that's not really much of an option here. So, I'm not really sure if you're familiar with Zoom or not. But what I can do for you is I can send you an email, and it'll have all the instructions you'll need. It'll be really simple and easy. It'll include a link to it, and you just click on that link, and we'll be able to see one another, and I can share my screen. We can go from there. Does that make sense?
Yep. As a matter of fact, I'm zooming right now.
Very cool. Excellent. It's the way of the world nowadays. So, what's a good email for me to contact you at?
I'm a plaintiff at don'tcallme.com.
All right. So, I'm a plaintiff at donotcallme.com. Is that correct?
That's right. You got it.
All right. Very good. Excellent. Now, Scott, tell me this: what time of day would typically work best for both you and your wife? Mornings, afternoons, or evenings?
Well, actually, I sleep in the daytime. I get up about 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. So maybe 2 a.m.
Okay. Well, look, they believe it or not, they got me working till about 4 a.m. tomorrow. So what I can do here is I got a couple of time slots left. They are going fast with this COVID thing, but I could do. I'm looking at my calendar here, and I could do a 1 a.m. or a 3 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Would either of
Well,
those
1
times?
a.m. sounds great. Let's do 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay, excellent. So look, I'll go ahead and name for 1 a.m. Tomorrow. I'll go ahead and send you that email pretty much as soon as we get off the phone here. I do ask that you respond to my email so that I just know that I sent it to the right person there. Um, but with that being said, believe it or not, with all this Corona stuff, I'm sitting here with a stack an inch thick. You know, folks such as yourself looking to get everything in order. So I'm more than willing to give you this time slot for 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. But barring any family emergency or anything tragic, do you see any reason why you and your wife would not be available during that time slot?
Not at all.
Okay, well, very good. Well, if that's the case, then I look forward to at least virtually meeting you guys tomorrow or later tonight at 1 a.m.
Okay, sounds good.
There you go.
All right. So a couple things. First off, I think it's incredibly unfair that Jonathan Daly's having a corona and didn't invite any of us for that.
Right.
Second off, I love the fact that Liz Stong is living in a disco and has all the multicolored lights going on. So that's pretty cool.
She looks like she's in a frat house. Like that should be my
There you
house.
go. There you go. And then a couple of things. Now, in all seriousness, looking at what Jamie just did, the tie down at the end, folks, that's the most critical. I mean, it's not the most critical part of the script, but if you're going to be successful at booking appointments, you have to tie it down, and you have to tie it down hard. So a couple of the things that Jamie does that has caused him to have the success that he's had here is not only is he tying it down on the phone, he's getting micro agreements as he's going through the process of getting people to agree to do this, but he's also texting, emailing, and requesting a response in kind. So when you do that, there's nothing that says you can't contact people multiple different ways. When you got the lead, it's going to have a name, address, phone number on it. Ask them for their email address. There's nothing that says and you absolutely need to these days. So Jamie, a couple things about your tie down. I've heard you do this before, specifically when you were talking about the texting part. You didn't go too much into that this time. Talk to me about the texting part that you do when you're tying it down.
Yeah. So when I'm basically in my I'm sitting after I book the appointment, I'm sending them an email like immediately, like within 5 minutes of getting off the phone. And then right the day of the appointment, like 30 minutes to 15 minutes before, somewhere in that range, I'm sending them a text, and it's just simply going to say, it's going to be the same thing I sent them in an email. It's just going to be the Zoom invitation. You know, Jamie Satterfield has invited you to mortgage protection with Mr. and Miss Smith, or whatever their names are. And it gives them the Zoom link, because a lot of people are meeting with me over Zoom over their phone. So, you know, they're just simply, they just have to hit the link, and then boom, Zoom pops up. And then about 5 minutes before the meeting starts, I'm sending them an email again, in case they want to view it, do the Zoom over the computer, so that they can just, you know, it's fresh in their inbox. It's the newest email there. They just click it and hop on. Make whatever you can for your clients for it to be convenient for your clients to hop on your Zoom. Do whatever you can do to make it convenient for them. Yep. So that's what I found.
You don't want to put this. A lot of the clients that are older, are not comfortable or not familiar with technology. So anything you can do to make it easy on them is critical. But don't force the issue. If it's telephone is all they are comfortable doing, then do it by telephone.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Jamie, that original email you're sending, is that like a Zoom link invitation, or is it just a recap of the conversation you already had?
Yeah, good question. I have a scripted email that I can actually share with you guys. That it's my scripted email that it sends out to everybody after I get off the phone, after I'm booking an appointment. It basically says, Mr. and Miss Smith, it was a pleasure connecting with you today. I've included the Zoom link and the date and time in our email today. Please confirm receipt of this email so that, confirming your time and date, or what, I forget the exact terminology. And then it says, I look forward to speaking with you then. And then it includes the Zoom link, and then it has my little grace and peace, my signature says like grace and peace, Jamie Satterfield, my phone number, things like that. I think it also says if there's any conflicting or time constraint or something, please let me know so I can use my time wisely there. But yeah, I mean, I just have it's just a standard email. I made it at the beginning of COVID. I've made some edits to it, but I've used it for every appointment I've booked since COVID. So I can send that to you guys.
So before we move forward, does anybody else have any more questions for Jamie on the script that he just did?
Yeah, I do. How long did it take for you to get that comfortable and that smooth and know the right questions to ask at the right times? I know it's going to be all repetition and just throwing out numbers over and over again, but I was just curious how long it took.
Well, actually, success doing it. Believe it or not, I was here before COVID, just for a couple months. So the script actually changed pretty dramatically when COVID came around. So it's sort of, I mean, they hit the restart button. The whole company hit the restart button when we went to virtual sales. So honestly, I transitioned into full time about a month after the pandemic started. So I just had to go. I mean, I went go. It was dial. And it's,
suck.
Yeah.
Suck less. Okay. Better. Good. Great.
Yeah, it's really all it is. I mean, nobody's good at this thing. Dude, I was so nervous when I got my first live client on the phone, when I was making my first dials, my first day of dialing, that I was the one to hang up the phone. Like, it wasn't them. It was me who hung up the phone on them. So nobody's good at this thing in the beginning, but after time and after practice, you get there. So I don't know an exact number of dials it was to take me to get this smooth. It just sort of, happened over a few months' time,
And one more thing in answer to your question, Kyle, getting good at the script, it's actually going to change. And it's going to change again with what Symmetry's got coming out here in the near future. And that's because as we add additional product lines and additional clients and additional carriers, we're going to be asking some additional questions so that we can go down that path. Eventually, the idea is going to be for you to get to the point where we've got everything under the sun, and that's coming shortly. We have every possible type of thing you could want, whether it's a retirement program or insurance program or whatever. We've got it all. But you're going to be required to ask enough questions to discover that. You got to turn over those rocks. And in the beginning, you don't know what questions to ask. The script puts you in great position to close mortgage protection. That's what it's designed to do. And then over time, you'll become more adept, and you'll do what I try to do, which is come in for the second and the third and the fourth bites at the apple and go back for the annuities, and then do the Medicare supplements, and then come with long-term care, and then do a DFL, and then do a property and casualty, and then do a health insurance, and just go rolling.
Writing multiple products on the same client.
Right. Yeah. So at that point, when you get to that point, because this should be everybody's goal here, you want to get to the point where you don't have to take 300 leads. Where you can do your business on 20 leads or 15 leads a week, and then just cycle through it. And then just now you're going back, that's where I'm at. I still have a stack of A leads I haven't gotten to. There's about 25 here. I haven't gotten to them yet because I'm still working other stuff from other clients. It's just, that's where it's snowballing to. That's
Cool.
what you'll get.
Okay. Do you do all that on the first time you talk to them, or you just
No,
you go back?
No. So yeah, I mean, the idea, you don't want to scare them off. Like, hey, talk to me about your retirement plan. How much money do you have in your 401k? Click. That's the end of the conversation. You're done. All right. So remember, the lead that you have, the request that was made, is for mortgage protection. So go within the bounds of mortgage protection until you build enough rapport and you're comfortable and confident enough with this. I go into a little bit deeper when I'm on the phone, if I feel that connection, if I build that rapport. But if you're not, one more thing, where Jamie and I started before COVID, these phone calls were 3.5 to 4 minutes long. That's it. We were on the phone, book the appointment, get out, be done. There was zero rapport building. Now it's completely changed. I'm on the phone 12, 15 minutes with a client when I'm booking an appointment. And it has to be that way, because if you don't make that connection on this call, they're not going to show up for the appointment. And if they don't show up for the appointment, you've wasted the lead, you've wasted your dial time, and you've wasted an appointment.
Yeah. And the longer, believe it or not, the longer you're on the phone with a client when you're booking the appointment, the more likely they are to show up to the appointment. So if you're only on the phone with them for 5 minutes, they're not coming to your Zoom, but if you're on the phone with them for 7, 12, 15 minutes, then they're going to show up.
All right.
Do you just look at their driver's license on the computer? They just hold it up to the camera?
Not on. So let's make sure we understand what today's about. Today's about script training to book the appointment. That's all we're doing. We're not checking anybody's ID. We're not doing any of that stuff while we're booking the appointment. What you're talking about is what's going to happen on the appointment. And yes, right. You're going to get them to hold their ID up on the camera and take a snapshot of it with your camera. Okay, but that's not today. We're not talking about that today. We're just stay focused on booking the appointment. This is the hardest part of the business, is booking the appointment.
It is. So
okay.
You want to reverse, and I'll
go for it, brother. Go ahead.
All right.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Jamie?
Yeah, who's this?
Jamie, this is Scott. Scott Forehand. I'm calling about that paperwork you sent in regarding mortgage insurance protection for your property at 1121 Main Street. I'm the state appointed field underwriter that was assigned to your request, and I'm just calling to verify some information that you provided. Now, first off, you mentioned that your date of birth was 11/21/82. It looks like your mortgage is $260,000 and you are a non-tobacco user. Is all that information correct?
What you're going too fast. What are you calling me about?
I'm calling you about your mortgage. 1121 Main Street, $260,000 on your mortgage. Date of birth 11/21/62. Is all that information correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the information that you provided to me, you also mentioned that you do not have a co-borrower on this mortgage. It looks like Prime Lending was the initial lender on the policy or on your mortgage, so. If all that information is correct, let me jump forward with some of the health questions. It mentioned here that you are not a tobacco user, but do you have any history of cancer, heart attack, stroke, or diabetes?
Yeah, a cancer. Yeah. Why are you asking me?
What kind of cancer do you have, sir?
Why are you asking me these questions?
I'm just trying to answer your information. That's exactly what I'm calling. What kind of cancer do you have?
I had lung cancer.
Lung cancer. Okay. And when was that?
Probably 2008.
And has it been treated and cleared up? Have you been cleared by your physician?
Yes.
Okay, great. Did you have any type of surgery with it, or was it just chemo radiation?
Just radiation.
Okay, very good. I'm glad you survived that. So next, besides cancer, any history, any blood pressure issues? Do you take medication to control that?
No.
You take any medication to control your cholesterol?
No.
How about sleep apnea? Do you have a CPAP machine?
Yeah, I do. I do use one.
Okay, and is it the CPAP machine that uses room air, or does it use? Is it attached to an oxygen tank?
No, it's just air.
Okay, good. All right. Other than the lung cancer that you had 12 years ago, do you have any other history of hospitalizations or surgeries in the last 10 years?
No.
Okay. How's your driving record? Any DUI, DWI, or reckless driving in the last 5 years?
I got a good driving record, man.
Awesome. Good for you. All right. Let's talk about height and weight. How tall are you?
About 6 foot.
Okay. And how much do you weigh?
About 225.
All right. Super fit. Good for you. Last couple questions, moving on to your mortgage. The mortgage amount that I see here is $260,000. Was that a new purchase or a refinance?
New purchase.
Okay. And how many year was that? 15, 20, 30?
30.
30 years. And do you know what your approximate payments are?
About $1,400.
Holy cow. You got a hell of a deal. Congratulations.
I know.
I'm pretty jealous. All right. So now when you filled this form out, you had something in mind. You had a goal. Who are you trying to protect? Who's going to be responsible to pay the mortgage if you don't come home tomorrow?
Well, my wife.
Your wife. Okay. And what's her name?
Marianne.
Okay. And does Marianne, I assume, lives in the house with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Marianne has eligibility under this program. just because she doesn't have to be on the mortgage, she doesn't have to be on the title, she doesn't have to be on the deed. As long as she lives in the home with you, then she has eligibility as well. So let's talk about Marianne for a second. How old is Marianne?
About 42.
Okay, and I don't need to know her date of birth, but what month was she born in?
April.
Okay. Does she use tobacco products of any kind?
No.
Does she have any history of cancer, heart attack, stroke, diabetes?
No, she's healthy as a whistle.
Okay. Does she take any medication to control her blood pressure?
No.
Does she take any medication to control cholesterol?
No.
Does she have sleep apnea or use a CPAP machine at night?
Nope, just me.
Okay. Has she had any hospitalizations or surgeries in the last 10 years? And good for you, sir.
No.
Okay.
No.
How's her driving record? Any issues there?
She's a little heavy footed, but other than
She's
that,
got lead foot. Did my wife too. All right. How about height and weight? How tall is she?
oh God, I don't know, 5'5".
All right, now before you answer this next question, is she within earshot of you? Can she hear you answer this question?
I just stepped out of the room. She can't hear me.
Okay, so what's her weight?
About 170.
Okay, so she's pretty fit. Okay, so now to your knowledge, does she have any life insurance in place through her employer?
I don't think so.
Okay, does she have any life insurance in place that she actually owns?
I don't believe so.
All right, same question for you. Do you have any life insurance in place through your employer?
Yeah, I got some at work. Yeah.
Okay, do you know what kind you have? How much coverage it is?
It's the kind that pays if I die, and it's going to pay like, 1 or 2 times. I think it's 2 times my salary.
2 times your salary? Okay. And do you have any life insurance in place that you actually own, not your company?
No.
Okay. All right. So very good. So last couple questions here. You and your wife are of the age where you could have some children home. Do you have any kids at home?
Oh God, no.
No? Okay. So here's the good news, Mr. Satterfield. The information you provided, you're pretty easy to insure. Thank you very much for that, making my job easy. And your wife is very easy to insure. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm actually, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a broker underwriter. I'm a field underwriter. And I'm appointed with the 90 largest carriers in the country, and every one of them are A-rated carriers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to submit your information to these carriers and see who comes back to me with offers. And I'm going to go ahead and weed through those offers for you. And I'm going to get down to the 3. You don't know this, but I'm a tightwad, and I will pinch a penny tight enough to make Lincoln cry. So I'm going to go through and find the cheapest policies I can for you. And then I'm going to come back and ask the additional questions they're going to have. And then I'm going to tell you the numbers. So I've got a couple of times available. Are you and your wife both home in the evening or afternoon?
Afternoon.
Okay. Are you and your wife both going to be home tomorrow at 5:30?
We usually eat dinner around then. Can you come earlier?
Okay. Tomorrow's booked. How about Friday? Are you and your wife going to be home at the same time on Friday at about 7?
Probably.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and commit my time to you. I'm going to go ahead and commit my time to do this research for you. I'm going to go find out this information, and I'm going to be prepared to present it to you on Friday at 7 o'clock. And I'm not going to probably be available to present it. I am going to be able to present it. So can you put the same kind of confidence that I have that I'll be there to present this information to you, that you'll be there to hear the information on Friday at 7?
Sure.
Okay. So we're down for Friday at 7. So the governor has determined that what I do is considered an essential service as an underwriter. So I'm allowed to go out to people's houses, but I do not like to, nor do I want to do so. I will in some instances, and if you really prefer that, I will. But my preference is to do this via Zoom or via telephone, simply because I don't want to give anybody COVID, and I certainly don't want to bring it home to my family. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. So would you prefer Zoom or prefer telephone?
Zoom.
Zoom. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and set you up for a Zoom appointment at 7 o'clock on Friday. We good for that?
Yep, that works.
And what's your email address?
123@gmail.com.
Okay. I've got your email address. So I'm going to go ahead and send that invitation out in just a few minutes. Now, one more thing. They have me overworked. I have 102 requests for service, just like the one that you sent in. on my desk. There is no way in the world I can get to 102 people in the 1 week's time that they give me. So I'm giving you one of my very last appointments. So please make sure you keep that appointment, because if you don't, then two things have happened. Number one, you've made it so that I don't have an opportunity to help your family, but even more importantly, and even less fair, you've taken an appointment away from another family. So please make sure you keep it. Okay, sir?
Sure.
All right, I'll see you on Friday. What time do we say?
7 o'clock.
All right, see you then. Have a great rest of the week.
All right, good. So what I got out of that is that when I responded, he asked me to 7 o'clock work. I responded probably. And so that was an immediate red flag for Scott. You know, he said, okay, well, I think his response was, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be readily available, and not probably, I will be available. That's really good on how to overcome that. So some people are going to be like that. They're going to be like, maybe this will work, maybe not, no guarantees. You just have to sort of force it, you know. Don't say the word bully, but
Jamie learned that one on the national call, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And right at the beginning, when I was drilling him with objections, you know, it was fast and precise, and it was I'm responding to your request. It's exactly what I'm calling. Do you have any history of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, or cancer? He didn't give me an opportunity to give him more objections. He just dove right into the script.
Right. So that's one of the things that I tell everybody, and it's kind of a joke, but it's the truth. Under no circumstances should this be considered to be a conversation. It is not a conversation. It is an interrogation. Okay. You want the client to feel that it's conversational, but don't let yourself lose control of the conversation. If you're going to answer one of their objections, start with the deflection. And deflection is, that's exactly why I'm calling. That deflection will work on just about every objection once. Okay. I have made a game of it one time. I used it 14 times in the same conversation. I ended up booking that appointment, closing that appointment, and ended up helping the family. And by the time that I got to that point, he would start asking other questions like, and what's this about again? Oh, that's exactly why you're calling, right? I said, yep, you got it. It's exactly why I'm calling. So if you get people to start playing with you, you win. If you get people to laugh, you win. Okay. So there's a couple of jokes, a couple of compliments that you can give along the way. Jamie did it perfectly. Oh, you're making my job easy. Oh, you're pretty healthy, right? The only thing I would say is don't use them if it's not true. So if you've got someone who's an insulin dependent diabetic smoker with high blood pressure, they're not making your life easy, and they're not very healthy. Okay. Yeah. So you got to be realistic about it when you use those things.
And right at the end, I always use the 600-pound dragon and oxygen tank line. Yep. I use that in every single appointment. Yep. And I cannot emphasize enough how important that is, because they almost always laugh. Like 80% of the time they laugh. Yep. And if you can get a client to laugh 3 times on the phone with you, not only have you booked the appointment, but you've had them buy from you too. You're going to close that appointment.
Yep.
So if you can do that, and it's even gotten to the point with me where I get them on Zoom or I go see them in person, and they're like, you see, I'm not 600 pounds, right? You know, and so right. They remember that kind of thing. And if they remember you, then they're going to remember to show up to your appointment.
Right. And you can use, and again, you can tie, remember, this is the first phone call. We're starting the rapport building process. So why do people buy from you? You know, on a rare instance, they buy because they absolutely know they need it. Okay. But most of the time they buy because they believe you, they trust you, and they like you. Okay. So for me, for example, one of the folks on this call is someone that I met at his house as a client. And the reason why I was there is because I really honestly cared about that family, those people. And I listened to them and would make recommendations based on what the family needed, not what I needed, not what I wanted to write, not what I wanted to get paid on, none of that. It's about what the family needed. As long as you keep that mindset, as long as you keep that focus, you're going to be fine. But you have to approach everything like that. Okay. So I don't know if anybody else is up to it. Liz, you are the star of the week. So let's hear you for a second. Jamie, unless you got something else you want to add in.
No, I mean, anybody have any questions for Scott about, I mean, he's the OG at this thing. So.
So Liz, do you have a disco ball? Is that what's going on there? Because I see the flashing colored lights.
No, I'm actually sitting on my bed and my TV is on. It's not up or anything, but you're seeing the TV lights. It's what it is.
Right.
It's Big Bang Theory in the background.
Oh, I love Big Bang Theory. Right. Bazinga. All right. So, so Liz, what I would like to do, there you go. You're on the spot, right?
I hate it when you do this.
Oh, get used to it, man.
Yeah, man. Yep.
No, I probably never will.
So wait till 4 months from now you're on the call and I bring up your DCAs for the week because I remember everything out of a steel trap. All right.
Except to check your text messages for my DCAs.
Yeah, I actually have to read it. Right. Okay. So Liz, let's practice the script for you. So look, everybody, there's 5 parts to the script. Okay. So the first script, the magic happens in the first part of the script. The trick is if you can keep the people on the phone for the first 7 seconds, then you're probably gonna book the appointment. That means you're getting beyond them. What's this about? I didn't make this. What are you talking about? Okay. As long as you can get past that 7-second mark, which is why I bulldoze my way through that part of the call, then you're going to be good. So Liz.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Wait, so you want me
You're going to call me.
Oh, you're so mean though.
Is that little Vino?
Yes.
So she's got Vino. JD's got a Corona. I got nothing. I missed the memo. Oh, what do you got? Oh, Kyle's drinking water. That doesn't count, man.
Yeah, I got water.
Iced tea.
Yeah, Tyler,
Hydrate. You got to stay hydrated if you're going to make 350 calls, right?
There you go.
That's right.
There
You're
you
not
go.
talking to 350 people. It's making 350 dials. There's a difference.
Okay. Let me do something real quick.
So Liz, I know you don't have to bring up the script, right? I know you've got it memorized at this point, right?
Well, I have my version of it memorized.
Oh yeah, one more thing, guys.
I'm nowhere near as bulldozy as you are.
I'm sure you're not. And look, the way I do it works for me and my personality, folks. You do not have to do it my way. Okay. The script that we provide to you, that's a skeleton. Okay. If you use it the way it's written, it will work, but over time, you're going to change it so that it fits your personality. That's okay. All right. So but if you should start off, all right, Bree, that's wrong. Bringing the baby into the picture. Now we got to stare at the baby. All right. So the idea here, folks, is that you want to start off with what we know works. That script was developed by a PhD linguist at NC State and Kevin Purdy, the #1 sales agent for Symmetry, like 4 years in a row. Okay. It doesn't get any better than that. So start with that. We know it works. Then over time, change it. You can drop some things out, but the key thing to remember is that skeleton has 5 sections: the introduction, the health questions, the pivot, the booking the appointment, and the tie down, the lockdown at the end. So make sure that whatever you change it to still incorporates those 5 components of the script. All right. So now, Liz, I should have given you enough time to bring up the script so you can use it to read.
I actually don't have the script up. In my defense, so the only thing I don't have memorized are the questions. I've got them mostly memorized. So.
But when we do this, the way that everybody else has been shown, you have a client qualification form.
No, it's on my counter. You go grab it.
Okay. So
I'm having my assistant go grab it for me.
There you go. All right. So folks, on the client qualification form, when you start to ask those medical questions, you can use this as a crutch. It's okay. Okay. But you don't need to ask every question on this form. A lot of the questions on this form are sub questions that once you get a positive response, you dig deeper. You guys got me? Somebody shake their head up and down if you understand what I said. Okay. Thank you. All right. My friend Lizzie. Picking apart my friend Lizzie. Did you listen to the song yet?
No, I haven't had time. But Vanna White said he brought
Vanna
me.
White's coming. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
Oh, that is my personal assistant. So,
Any S's,
okay.
please. Any S's?
Huh?
Can I see any S's?
Yes, a couple of them in the room. Yes.
Any T's? Any T's, please?
All right. I gotta get my nerves calm. I hate getting put on the spot. All right. So you'll do it. Ring, ring, ring,
Hello?
ring. Hi, is this Scott Forehand?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Liz Stong. I am a broker with the state of Virginia. I'm calling about your mortgage at 1274 Rainbow Lane. I see here that it originated at $135,000. You have a co-borrower on the loan and that you're 55 years old.
Okay. What's this about?
We're going to get to that. Don't worry. I just have a couple questions for you here. What is your birth date?
11/21. Wait, who is this?
I'm Liz. I'm a broker with the state of North Carolina. I called just to get you some information that you requested about your mortgage. You requested about a benefit for you. This is what I'm
that paper I sent in?
Yes, that's exactly what this is. But I have a few questions for you. I see here that you have a co-borrower. I've got your name down. What is your co-borrower's name?
Lizzie.
Lizzie, that's a great name.
Last name is Gordon.
That's good. So what is your wife's actual name?
Elizabeth.
Okay.
Gordon.
So she didn't decide to take your last name. Got it.
Yeah,
what is her birthday?
Gordon forehand.
There you go. What is her birthday?
What is her birthday?
Yeah.
5/12/81.
Nice. Okay. So just a couple quick questions here. Do either one of you use tobacco?
No,
in any
not
form?
tobacco.
No tobacco. Heart attacks, heart stents, stroke, anything like that?
Nope,
the last few years.
Clean.
That's fantastic. Either one of you have diabetes
Nope.
in any form? That's fantastic. High blood pressure, COPD, cholesterol, any of those things?
Nope.
That's great. You guys are incredibly healthy. I'm really happy for you guys. So this is the tricky part. Because in order to find out if you qualify for this benefit, I have to make sure that, unfortunately, you're not carrying around an oxygen tank. So they always ask me to ask your height and weight. I know it's always tricky. What I always do is
carry around oxygen tanks.
That's fantastic. What is your height and weight?
I'm 6'1".
Okay.
And
what about your weight? What did you say?
494.
494. Okay. All right. And what about your wife? We can close the door if you need to walk out of the room. I completely understand. We'll round it down for her by about 5 pounds.
She can't hear me anyway. She's 4'11".
4'11". Okay.
And she weighs 92.
92. Every woman's dream. All right. Now I know this is an odd question, but they always ask your driving history. So we just want to make sure that you're not out partying all night. You're not coming home. Have you had any DUIs or DWIs in the last 5 years?
Actually, no, I'm a driving instructor.
That is good to know. I'm going to send my 12-year-old to you when she's 15. I'm going to write your information down because she needs a good instructor because I need to make sure my insurance is good. I have here that your mortgage was what do you say? 135 is what we started.
Sure.
What is your mortgage payment? Because I really try to keep any benefits. Go ahead.
760.
760. That's amazing. Was that a refinance or a new purchase?
Well, what you have there is the home equity line of credit.
Got you.
Not
Okay.
my actual mortgage.
That's great. So do you have you have a line of credit and you have an actual mortgage then?
Yep.
Okay. So what is your actual mortgage payment?
$3,850.
$3,850 with the mortgage line of credit for what you said 7.
Yeah. So the mortgage is 760. The line of credit is 150, which we're only using 136.
Okay. And for your base mortgage, was that 20, 30,
30 year? Yep.
30 year. Okay. All right. Okay. Gives me something to work with there. I like that. We got a great deal for your base mortgage there too. Do you guys have any kind of life insurance as far as at your works for either one of you?
I've got that policy that came from my credit union. I think it's $1,000 that I don't have to pay for. And
Okay.
my wife has AAA insurance, and I think that's a $10,000 policy.
Okay, that's good to know. All right. And what do you do for work?
I'm a driving instructor.
Driving instructor. That's right. I apologize. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Forgive me. What about your wife? What does she do? She's
a swimming instructor.
Nice. Your wife is very fit. That's how she got to that 95 pounds. I got to make sure I'm a little bit more active. All right. Well, what I'm doing is I have about 50 people on my desk that I still have to try to reach out to. I have about 3 appointments open in the next 2 days, and I'm really trying to make sure I fill them for people who are who can commit to actually being there for them. I would like to get you set up for tomorrow at 6 if you have time available.
At 6 tomorrow?
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Hey, Lizzie, are you available at 6 tomorrow? She grunted yes.
And I see I got the dog's approval as well, so that's always good to know. What kind of dog do you have?
I have an attack Chihuahua.
You know what? Those are the fiercest kind. I have a German Shepherd that thinks he is the size of a Chihuahua and wouldn't hurt a fly.
Well, my Chihuahua knows he's the size of a German Shepherd.
I'm sure he attacks anything that comes through your door for sure.
He's especially fond of sky raisins. Otherwise, he
There you go. There you go. Well, this is what I would like to do. Do you have an email address that I can send a confirmation to? Because what I'd like to find out is we can do this one of 3 ways. I can call you back on the phone. I can set up a Zoom appointment, or I would be more than happy to come in home with you. I know some people are a little apprehensive of that because of COVID right now, and I'm trying to be very respectful of that, but I'm open to whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. I'm fine with a Zoom or telephone appointment.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and set up a Zoom appointment, just because I do have to verify a couple things during that. Do you have an email address I can get?
Yeah.
Fantastic. What is that?
5.
5?
5.
5. Okay. 5 what?
5 at Gmail.
5 at Gmail. All right.
I've had it for a long time.
Sweet and simple, and that's fantastic. I love it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and send you an email confirmation. If you could just reply to that, let me know that you're going to be there. I will also send you a follow-up text message about an hour beforehand, just to let you know that I am ready and prepared to meet with you at our set time. Is that something that you're okay with?
Sounds great.
Fantastic. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work with our carriers, and I'm going to work to find the best options for your family. I look forward to meeting you and your wife tomorrow.
Okay.
Look, everybody likes sheep. I like sheep. I have a day job. I don't do this for the money. I do this because I want to help people. And I have, somewhere between 30 and 90 of the best carriers in the country that I get to work with.
Okay.
And I'm going to pit them all against each other to get you the best rates that we possibly can.
Okay. All right, stop there. One quick comment that I have: don't tell them you have a day job and you do this not for the money, because that can be construed as you're not in this as a pure professional. Don't
Gotcha.
give them a reason to think that you're not doing this full time.
Gotcha.
Even if you're not doing it full time, just don't give them a reason to think that.
Got you.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right. For the most part, great. Obviously, you're a little bumpy there, but you've only been doing this a week, so or 2 weeks.
Well,
so
and
really,
you put me on the spot.
right, and that's the idea. So what did we say? And welcome to Symmetry, everybody. You need to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, right?
Yep, exactly.
That was pretty good for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I think a week and a half in, Scott, is what it is now.
Yep.
Yeah, Liz, the only thing I'd say is that I think you said that's fantastic about 5 times. So, and I made that same mistake when I was beginning too. So just think of some other fillers, so to speak, as to say, instead of repeating yourself over and over again.
So you just saw a complete difference in the way that I do it, which is bull in a china shop, bully, sound like a police officer. The way Jamie does it, which is a little bit less bully, a little bit less police officer, a little bit more friendly. And then the other end of the spectrum, the way Liz did it. So it's all the same stuff, folks. It's just what's comfortable for you. So you and I have had that conversation, Devin. You're sweet and flowery. You're not going to be able to pull off bull in a china shop. So don't, be yourself, be friendly. Okay. This is all about building relationships and building rapport. Jim, you're brand new, but for me, you might have, the wizened sage kind of approach. Okay. A wise person. And be speaking like that and use the appropriate verbiage when you're doing that stuff. So you have to find what's comfortable for you, but you need to maintain your edge. You need to maintain being uncomfortable. And I've said this to a couple of you already, whether you think you can do this or think you can't do this, you are right. It is all up here. Every one of you can do this. Every one of you can make phone calls. Every one of you can book appointments. Whether you are rich or broke is all about this. Rich, broke. Rich, broke. It's all about booking the appointments. Every dollar you make here is made on the phones. And here's one more thing I want you to help to put your mind in the right situation. If I told you that you were going to make $5,000 this week simply by making 350 phone calls, would you do it?
Yeah.
I'll pick up the phone 350 times for $5,000. So what does that mean? That means you're getting paid $14.28 to dial the phone each time. Okay. So if you change this is all about mindset, people. So if you change your mindset and make this not, I have to pick up the phone, not I'm going to get a no, but just, okay, every time I pick up the phone, $14, $14. If you make it like that and think about it like that, then the number will happen. The dollars will happen and you'll get better on the phone over time. Okay. Last couple things, and I got to run. Jamie, you can continue going this, but I've got a 9:30 call I have to be on. I cannot stress enough the importance of tracking your activity, writing down your dials, contacts, appointments, DCA. It's one thing to track it. It's another thing to know it. And it's even more important to refer that information to whoever your trainer, coach, mentor is. If you don't report it, so this is business, right? You're all here. You're all going to own your own business. That's what this is all about. If you don't track your business, you don't have a business. If you don't know where you're going or know where you are, you're not going anywhere. Okay. If you don't report that information, how many dials did you make? How many contacts did you make? How many appointments did you make? If you don't report that to your coach or trainer or mentor, then the only person who's making you get better is you. And that's not why you're here. You're here for a coach and a trainer that's going to help you. We're a resource. We're free. Okay. And we earn, it's in our best interest to make you successful because we earn an override, right? So make us earn our money. Send in your DCAs. Let people help you track your business. Everything you need to know about why your business isn't where you want it to be is in your DCA. It's all right there. All right. Jamie, you got anything before I cut out?
Yeah, I mean, the last thing, guys, can't emphasize enough, the 350 dials a week. I mean, if you do that consistently, holy crap, look where your business is going to go. But look, more importantly is the difference that sets me and Scott Forehand apart from a lot of other people here in Symmetry, 90% of the other people, is that both me and him have a mindset. We set an appointment goal at the beginning of the week. For us, we're full time, whether that's in between 15 and 20 appointments. Maybe for you guys, it's 2, 3, 4, 5 appointments, whatever that number is. I don't care how many hours I'm dialing until I get there. So it doesn't matter if I'm on the phone for 5 hours, 10 hours, or 15 hours. I'm going to keep dialing until I hit that goal. So if you dial until, your business is going to go through the roof, guys. Seriously.
Awesome. Anybody have any questions for me before I cut out?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. TJ, congratulations on your appointment. Devin, congratulations on your first appointment. Liz, congratulations on kicking ass last week. Jim, congratulations on getting on the call. JD, I don't know yet if you closed the people that you were with tonight, but I have a strong suspicion that if you didn't, you definitely will. So congratulations on that appointment. And Anthony Medlin, congratulations last week. Paul Sweargen, welcome to the party. Hopefully your son's doing well. Kyle, welcome to the party. Bree, oh man, that kid's too cute. Teresa, nice to see you. Heather, can't see you, but nice to have you with us. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler. Welcome, Tyler. All right. I'm out of here. Jamie, you can continue this if you like. Otherwise, I got to go.
Yeah, I think this was good, guys. This will be recorded and posted somewhere. I'll share with you guys my template email. If you don't have my phone number, feel free to reach out. All right. Take care, guys.
October 24th. Don't forget that big
the Facebook group.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
You need to, for those of you that can't make the trip in person, because there's going to be some things that are available only in person there that you're not going to be able to see on Facebook, some stuff. Make the trip if you can. It's worth driving 6 or 8 hours. I promise you. All right.
Kyle, I'll get you that information.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right.
Jamie, I don't know if you have my email, but if you can shoot that email over to Scott, he can get it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the Matthews in the Slack.
Oh, great. That's fantastic.
Can I
Thank
give you
you.
my emails, Scott?
Yeah, I'll get all that information to Scott and to you guys.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, take care.
All right.